Hello everyone, Warangel here and welcome back to Medieval 2, where so far the conquest of Ireland hasn't exactly gone to plan, has it? The Irish have turned out to be stronger opponents than I thought they were going to be. I've had a couple of setbacks along the way, and this campaign has actually got me now a bit on the back foot, so we're going to have to try and sort that out. Luckily though, we have an hour to do this, so let's get started. So the couple of things we had in the previous episodes was this. We've lost the city of Cork down here in the south, because if I remember correctly, the reinforcing army that I sent there rebelled against me when my current king, which is Traherne if I remember right, became king. So without the reinforcements, the garrison there wasn't enough to hold off the Irish army from this fort, and they were able to take it. Last episode, I believe we had the assault on Athenry, where we had to defend against an Irish force. Luckily, though, we managed to keep the citadel and drive that army off. But over here now, we've got the main focus of the Irish forces, where they seem to have brought a couple of stacks towards the citadel of Trim. Which is a bit of a problem, because if I remember correctly, yeah, this is where my king is. Now, our force is still reasonably strong. And I wonder, let me check something. Traherne, how are you? Have you got the night fighting ability? You have. Great. Okay. So what we can do, can I ask him to attack? Because what's this army here, in fact, before I do this? They've got these Ketern, Desi Javelin men. So to be honest, they got a force which is quite vulnerable to missile fire, especially with these Ulster swordsmen. But I don't have a lot of missile fire. Damn. But the troops themselves, especially these Ketern, they are pretty... Like, their morale is okay, but it's not the best. So we could drive them off if we get a good battle. So, can I actually fight this army?
By your will, sire,
could be a problem because we got the reinforcements here from Captain Cork, is it? Let's have a look. Okay, if we fought this, they would bring in their reinforcements, but if we do the night battle, they won't. What's in this army? Can I see? Oh yes, there's a lot of Mue. Okay, we don't want to fight that. So yeah, we can do the night battle, and I will do that, but I think before we do this, I just want to check one or two other things. Because if I remember right, well, first of all, I want to make sure, are we doing everything that we need to do here? Like, the citadel is being repaired, good. The barracks is being built. No, it's being repaired, in fact. Oh no, it's being built. To be honest, I don't know, do I really need this? How's the culture looking right now? It's 44%. I mean, I think I'm gonna avoid it. I'm gonna cancel it. Do I need to build it? I don't know. I mean, it's not like I need the money for much else at the moment, I suppose. Anyway, no, we'll come back to that. So, at least they're repairing the citadel. That was a little bit thing I was a bit concerned about. We did have another army, excuse me, another army here, led by Iago Meyrig. He's heading away to the port, but it's going to take another turn or so before we can actually get there. Can we ask the boat to come a little bit closer? Let's see, can you do this? Yes, you can get in the boat here. Now, I did actually see, we're missing one unit. Let's get another unit of Cav if possible. Do I have any here in Carnarvon? Yes, we do in fact. So why am I looking? I'm looking up here and I'm thinking that's not helping. Let's put you in the fleet as well. And my assassin was planned to join in, so you guys can go in here. So the fleet, how long is it going to take you to get over to here? Another turn, at least. Okay. Well, I'm not too concerned. I know this fleet is stronger than what the Irish have got up here. So there's no way they can come after my fleet and actually sink it with all my army on it. Because if they did that, that would suck. But the army is on its way at least. We do have a few more units getting produced here, but to be honest, do I really need them right now? I would rather try and replenish and retrain the forces I've got over here rather than just get more and more men. I mean, how much money are we making at the moment? 1,858. Yeah, let's just recruit what we got. That would be it. Okay, what else have we got? We had another army down here somewhere. Where was it? Here, in fact. Captain Cadogan, these are the remnants of the army that was originally led by Mania of Cnunnog Val, the rebel leader now who decided to rebel when Traherne became king. But luckily, he was off doing his own thing against some rebel peasants, so his army actually remained loyal. But we can ask them to pop to Nottingham.
Yes, sire.
Now, I want to try and get them done fairly quickly and try and get at least a couple of units done. Because I want to try and send this army up north. Because if I remember right, there was some Scottish forces making their way over my border. And I want to make sure they don't get any funny ideas. So if we just stack these up a little bit like that. Let's try and get at least 3 turns of replenishment. So you, and you. Okay. Yeah, because then, yeah, here they are. So this army's going after the rebels right here. And we've got this other army that's crossed my border. But the way it's marching, the only way it can really go is against Castach-nel-Catine. So, this one then is Calarelev. The problem is, the armies here are very small. They're not really built for any sort of garrison. They're just there to keep the peace, basically. So I suppose I can hire 2 more militia units for here. But if they send any serious forces, I'm going to be stuck. In fact,
Where to, sire?
can I use you? Can I just have a look? Because we can only see up to here, and while that's an impressive reach, I want to see how they're doing for other armies.
Quietly.
Oh wow, they have 2 big stacks right here. A perf.
Noble friend.
We've got cannons, feudal knights, noble highland archers, highlanders, nobles. Crap. Can we actually pop in here? How's he gonna get in this time? I actually had someone that commented on my Phoenix Rises video for the first episode, talking about how funny it was watching my agent at the time trying to break into the rebel settlement because he was doing I think it was this one, in fact. Yeah, I think it was. It's always made, like, I have to say, Shogun 2, I really like the agent actions. It's something I enjoy watching them. I did ever since I first played the original Shogun. But Medieval 2, a lot of the stuff just makes me laugh because of how silly some of them are. Like when you see agents, for example, assassins going to kill someone, and instead of using a knife, they bring a snake in and let it loose, you know? It's kind of like, why? Okay, I was just curious to see what they had. They've got heavy pike militia, Highland nobles, a lot of... Oh, wow. That's going to be tough to fight if they try to come after me. And I'm a little bit concerned that they might do, because, well, to be fair, they haven't got much... They haven't really got many places they can actually move out to, apart from south. They could continue fighting against the Norwegians. Hang on. I remember this. These need to get retrained. Yeah, they could fight against the Norwegians, but the thing is, if they're at peace, the only other option they got is to either travel across to Ireland here or fight me. So, chances are I'm going to have to fight them at some point. So I want to try and get at least one big army up there so I can try and deter them from crossing my borders and causing trouble. But anyway, we need to fight this army and drive them off. If we can do that, we should be able to get some replenishment done. Especially if we can start recruiting these safeware now. I think the culture should just about be high enough. But let's start a night battle
Muster your courage,
and
men.
see how we do.
We march into battle.
I'm trying to remember, there was something I think you were able to do in Rome, Total War, the first Rome, which I don't know if you can do it in this. It was, I remember, never really liked, it's been a long time since I played it, to be honest. There was a thing I remember you could kind of do, facing the wrong way, guys, was if you were the defender, all you needed to do is just let the battle end, and then you would win. So you could start a battle as sallying forth. But then as long as you were able to just stay inside your walls and the enemy couldn't get in, you would still win because you are the defender in the sense that you are the one being besieged. But I don't think it works in Medieval 2. But I don't want to find out. I want to try and fight this myself. So we're going to have to march out. They are quite a trek away, but that's fine. It means we can keep the siege equipment away from the walls. So let's put you guys here. Let's put you guys here. Archers, we put you in front because we're going to have you run out first of all. We will have the ranged advantage on their force. So we should be fine. I'm just going to stack everyone up here. You guys can stay here. You're not going to do much good for me anyway. And you guys can come here. Okay, that should be everyone I need. Let's get you guys going. So, if they're going to stay here, that's fine. We'll just deploy out. So you guys can form up there. You guys... No, let's put you guys standard formation here as well. We will have to probably march against them, simply because that's how they like to work in this. But we'll move my troops out for the moment. So you guys can come here. Everyone is just going to walk, because I don't want them to lose their energy. I want them to be nice and fresh. They are actually starting to march towards me. Okay. Well, let's start pushing forward. I want them to... Let's put you guys out of skirmish mode. I want to make sure we take out some of their troops. In fact, let's get you lining up here quickly. Okay, with Elvin, we'll have you guys form up behind the line. General, and I don't know who you are. It's probably some sort of family member. We've got a lot of people, generals that are members of the family, but whether or not they've been adopted or what have you. So it's probably one or the other. Okay. Let's speed time up a little bit. So archers are going to form up. We can start picking our targets. So ideally I want to really take out the javelin men if at all possible. Because they're the ones with pretty decent morale. So if we can have them come forward and actually do some damage against them. We will have to watch out. We may take some damage from those... Oh, here they come. Fire against them. Let's take it off that. I don't like using fire arrows. They tend to... Yeah, I'm hoping that we're going to be small enough they're not really going to hit too much. Or I might ask you guys to pull back, in fact. Let's do that. If we're too close by, we might get hit, but if we can pull this back at least. Okay, you guys then fire at this unit of javelin men. Now we're not going to be able to do a lot of damage for them straight away because we've got roughly 200 men. That's normally the equivalent of maybe 1 and a bit units usually at full strength. So we'll have to try and just let them do their work. At least if they're shooting in here, this unit of javelin men, they're actually catching some units from the swords unit here. And on this side as well. But it's going to be a thing that they're going to be keep shooting at them and keep shooting at them. But it's not going to make them run away. I do find that despite the overwhelming missile fire you could bring on an enemy unit, they don't tend to actually run away under missile fire all that much. But if we can at least drive them down so there's only a small number of them left, then we'll be okay. But what it does look like is that their catapults are staying out of the way, which is great. What we'll probably have to do though is march the main line forward and engage them. What we can do then is actually have my cavalry come around this flank and take them out on the side. And, well, hopefully we can maybe catch their artillery. But if we engage their line, then they're not going to be able to shoot at my troops without causing damage to theirs. Especially given the angles, chances are they'll hit more of them than of us. Alright, so now we've taken that unit out pretty much. Let's ask them to focus fire on this unit of swordsmen. If we can weaken at least one of the flanks, that will allow us to push through then more easily. Now these Kettern, they are effective against armor. I don't know if they get a bonus when it comes to fighting in the snow. If that is, that could make things a little bit more difficult. But they're weak enough that once we get my cavalry to charge into their flanks or into the rear, we should be seeing them running off pretty quickly. We're going to have you guys just march a little bit more over here, so you're going to be in a position to flank them properly. You can continue just walking. I want to try and make sure their energy keeps up. Alright. Looks like we've killed so many of them, my troops have had to move forward in order to reach a little bit better. No, no, stay here, stay here. You don't need to go that far forward. You can shoot from there. So why are you trying to run even further forward? Stop it. Okay. So that's that unit pretty much gone. Let's focus now on this unit. Alright. Well, if they're going to try and come at me with... Tell you what, pull back slightly. I don't want you getting shot at by any siege equipment. This is a slow way of doing the battle, but I want to make sure I win with not taking a lot of casualties. So if I'm willing to take the risk and take advantage of my superior range with my archers, then so be it. These guys I don't particularly want to try and shoot at because they've got their little shields, but those shields will offer some protection, whereas going against these javelin, for example, will not. Okay, let's ask you guys to come slightly forward now. Let's creep you up over on this way. I'm going to ask them to try and take some shots against this unit of javelin on this flank, but I want them to make sure they're all in range, so fire. Okay, apparently I don't know if they're trying to run or they're maybe trying to do their own version of the counterpoint circle that the horse skirmishers can do. Alright, let's speed things up slightly now. It won't be too long until my arrow, these guys run out of arrows. In fact, that unit's done, that unit's done, that unit's almost done. Okay. It's time now. I'm going to ask my archers to make their way inside. They're not going to do much good for me otherwise, so I might as well just ask them to do that. You guys, I'm going to put you into a group because then you will hold your formation. And we're just going to have you march towards the enemy like this. Now some of them will have to run, some of them will walk, but that's be okay. So what's going to happen is this. The front line is going to charge forward and attack them. I'm going to send the Kerns, these guys on the flanks, around the flanks because they're light infantry. They'll get into position quickly and they can do flank attacks. My cavalry then, with my jet leader and that, is going to then head around to attack the artillery pieces and that in the back. And then we'll be able to push forward then into the enemy's units from there. Now we're going to start taking some missile fire, so as soon as my troops get into position like this, it's time for me just to ask them to charge straight in. I'm going to pause it just because I'm going to be a little cheeky and ask my troops to do this synchronized. So you guys can charge in here, you guys can charge in here, here, over here, and over here. You guys can form up on over here. Yeah, you guys can run up this side. You guys can run up onto this side. With Velvin, you guys can just charge straight towards the center as well. That should be everyone in this group. And let's see, let's continue one. So in any second our troops are going to move forward. We can slow things down a little bit so we can not get too overwhelmed. And it's time now to start getting in on the action. So you guys can charge straight towards the units up here. You guys can charge into the rear unit here. Right. This is gonna... Let's just have you guys charge into this bit. Right. Traherne, you're gonna move into this unit here. You should get a nice big charge thanks to the distance. Right. Charge forward. Watch it. Watch it. There we go, they're broken. Now we're going to pull back out. Okay, Spearmen, you guys need to push forward a little bit more. You guys need to charge into the flanks here. Irish Kerns, they've retreated. Fantastic. You can pull back out. You guys can charge into this unit here in order to cause some casualties. Kerns, charge into the rear end. You guys charge into this unit. You guys need to come into here. Over here. Because not only do I want to make sure that they're dead, they're retreating, I want them dead. So if I can spend a second to try and chase down some of their units, then so be it. Right. Okay, you guys, how are we doing over here? We are going to win this. Just wish my men weren't as spread out. For some reason they like to do that. Okay, let's break these guys. So you guys need to head over here. You guys actually, let's have you focus on some of the bigger units here so that if they do break, yeah, they don't have to worry then about them coming back against us. So the fact that we've already got a unit of cavalry running around should persuade a lot of them to waver a little bit as it is. But a nice big charge that got caught on the blister, so we didn't actually get that big a charge in. Okay, Irish Kerns, you need to fight against this unit of javelin men. You should do well against that. You guys, let's see, let's have you charge into this bit here. Alright, you are charging, that's fine. Break, charge, go after them. Okay, Kerns, chase after that unit. You guys chase after these. Alright. Who else is still fighting out of the enemy's forces? So there is a fight of some sort going on here. It's just the catapult artillery. Oh, hang on. Catapult crew fighting to the death. Now, something I do firmly believe in when you play the earlier Total War games, if you've got units that are fighting to the death, try and give them an opportunity to retreat. If you can get them so they can retreat, they will run away instead of fighting to the death, which means then less casualties for your own forces. So if we pull out like this, have these guys chase after other units' army instead. Things are actually going to make a difference. You guys can come up here, for example, and you guys are after there.
Good tidings. The enemy general lies dead.
So now,
Sent the base cur to hell.
the units retreated, and we can chase after their artillery now and don't have to worry too much about casualties. So we're going to do this a little bit longer. We'll speed things up a little bit now. And we're just going to kill off a few of their people here and there. I think we took a few more casualties than I would have liked to have done, but it was okay. I think the main thing was trying to break the line. I felt, especially on my right flank, the LC Javelin managed to hang on a little bit longer than I was expecting, in all honesty. And it does look like we took a few more casualties in the centre than I thought, considering that we were fighting basically just Javelin men and light infantry. But on the other hand, I suppose they do have good, you know, they are effective against armour. So I suppose it's not too unexpected. Just wish it wasn't as much. Okay, any more units that we need to wipe out? To be honest, I think that we can end the battle at this point. Yeah.
This is
Clear
a
victory.
clear victory.
Well, we only lost
300 men of
we
great
lost
virtue
315
and
men.
valor.
That's not too bad, actually. That's reasonable, I would say. Considering we outnumbered by the enemy by roughly 251. In fact, that's nearly as many of them that's actually left, is 251 of them. Okay. Let's continue. So that's the first one out the way. Nice cup of tea there. And the siege has been lifted. Now that is a nice sum of money, but this would mean that the enemy, the Irish, get all these forces back, and I don't want that happening, so...
Please, spare us!
Tough. So that entire army has now been defeated.
Glorious victory
And
is ours, sire.
it means now we are now free to actually get some retraining done, even if it's just for the turn. So it looks like we can actually get safe wins. So I would like to try and at least get one unit. Oh wow! I was about to say we've had a unit with just one mechanic spearman in it. Not reading it properly. Okay. What is it better to do? Is it better to try and get two of them up to full strength or just the one? Because how many can we recruit? None right now, but it's better if we got 2 units rather than 1, so I'm going to ask for this one. Because then it will balance out and then we'll have 2 units of full strength rather than just 1 at full strength. Well, I suppose, I mean, yeah, I mean, these are the larger ones. Let's go for that one, because that has slightly less people, so we'll do that. I'm going to experiment, we'll ask for you 2, and we'll ask for you 2 as well. So in 2 turns, we should have a reasonable force back up to full strength. That's going to be a plan at least, so we'll do that. Okay, let's end the turn now. Do I want to do anything, spend any money? Nah, I don't really need anything right now. I mean, more troops could come in handy, I guess, but it's not something I need to worry about Over here, the main conquest problem has just been trying to get the culture up. Oh, hang on. No, it's okay. We're okay for one turn because they haven't got any siege equipment, like catapults or anything like that. So they need to build their equipment before they can actually use it. Well, use it and assault the settlement.
Siege to our people, sire.
What I might have to do, I think I will have to do in fact, is ask the army that just fought at the battle in Trim to sally forth and defeat that army. Now, luckily, we've got at least 3 units at full strength now. But you little bastards. Okay, like I knew Scotland was going to do it at some point, but I was not expecting it now. I was hoping it was fort, I should say, that they were going to go after that rebel fort like they were actually doing. But no, they have come after my settlements. You sods. Now, I'm a little bit concerned because I'm wondering if they're going to start bringing in those big armies from the north.
My lord,
if they do that, that's going to make things harder for me. And it's going to be more important than ever that I get that army back up. Okay, they're actually moving the armies up and down now. Great. Okay. The Great Mortality. The dire plague that scholars are now dubbed the Great Mortality is continuing its destructive trail through the West. Is the end truly nigh? Is this our judgment? And has the Almighty finally decided that we are all too wretched to live? More than likely. Okay. Settlement under siege. We knew about that. Scotland has betrayed us. I like that. These self-serving scum have at last proven what many suspected all along. They are honourless traitors. The council demands they must pay for their treachery with their very lives, so the whole world shall know that crossing us means death. Sounds like a plan. Now, as you guys know, I was trying to avoid war against Scotland just because I didn't see the need of it. If I could take Ireland and then just take the Norwegian settlements, I would have actually got the amount that I need for victory. But since they've now tried to come into an attack and they're going to be taking my settlements, I'm going to have to deal with them. So a few places now have actually started to get affected by the plague, including Nottingham and that, so it's going to be important now I try and move those troops out of there sooner rather than later. Okay, we are second most powerful military army in the world, with Scotland being the most. That's annoying. Ireland is still richer. Now this is something that gets me about the AI boosts. Ireland has got, I think, 5 regions under their control, so at most they should probably be getting about 5,000, and then they're paying for the upkeep for their troops, which means like these Murray are quite expensive, for example, the ones in this army, and they do have a full stack in that, so they've got a few unit armies, you know, and yet they're still making more money than me. In fact, I've just lost a whole bunch of money. How the hell? What's just happened? I've lost 3,000. I've lost nearly, what, 8,000? How the hell did that happen? I mean, we've had some recruitment done, but Jesus, not that much. That's really, what's been going on? Okay, we'll sort it out. We'll sort it out. Okay, Prince Wadri the Cuckold has died. Thank you, God. I did not want him to become my heir, so apparently we're going to have Prince Gwyn the Liar, but it's still better than nothing. But we do need to sort out that massive money issue, it seems, so what can we do about this? I think we're going to have to move some of my people around, because while my individual units are not that expensive, the bodyguards and that all are, and if we show you a demonstration like with Gwyn here, for example, where are you? If we ask Gwyn to move out here for a second, and if we pop on here, like each of these bodyguards cost 288 upkeep, which when you eventually start adding them all up, cost a fair bit. So let's, how are you as a thing? You're, I mean, the fact that he gets merry, he's old-fashioned, he's fine with blood, he's ignorant, he's still better than Wadri was. Let's move you into this fort. You can keep That'll be a little bit of upkeep. Over here we had like, yeah, we got 4 generals just sitting around. So let's have 2 you move into the fort. Because they are the most expensive units, the game is nice enough to make it so they get free upkeep while in there. So they're the ones with the priority for the fort. So you can go there. There's only one of you there, that's fine. Okay, the other thing I'm going to have to do then is just basically see about raising the taxes in whichever settlements I can. Because I know we've recruited a fair bit here, but we should not be having this much money coming out of my pocket. I mean, these are not that expensive. I suppose that's 450 I've just spent. Okay, why did I think they were cheaper than that? I'm not sure. But okay. We'll deal with it. We'll deal with it. I did actually remember, yeah, I had a navy here. This can go as far as I'm concerned. It's badly damaged thanks to being attacked by one of the Irish army fleets. It's all the way over here. It's not going to do much over here. And it's going to take a little while to get over there. So I might as well do that. And let's go quickly around all the settlements to see how we're doing for money-wise. If I get some spare cash at some point, I do want to make sure about converting some of these castles to towns, because the castles don't make me as much money. And to be honest, I don't need all that many castles. You really just need them for your recruitment areas, and that's about it. Calais, we can't move you, we can't... See, like, we've got fortresses and that all around the place. Shaftesbury, I'm not going to use this for anything, yet it's a castle. Amravik, we can't afford to do you. Kai Gwent, we can do you, just about. We can't do you, in fact you're disillusioned if I do any lower. Public... let's do that. Technically, we can't make a lot of money from that because of it, but better than nothing. Wendell, Lincoln, can we... Let's just do that to that level. Kendine, we can boost you up. High Gwent, we can't do. Norwich, I haven't named you yet. I'm not sure what the Welsh name for Norwich is, in all honesty. Trim, we can't do. Dullin, we can't because you're not happy anyway. And we can't with you. In fact, you're unhappy, so we have to lower your taxes a little bit. Okay. That should help things out a little bit anyway. So, how's it going to look next turn? We are going to make some money still. But I thought... Oh, I must have misread that. I was looking at that thinking, why have we got profits going down through the bucket like that? Anyway, let's go over and defeat this army. So, let's get the full stack. We've now got at least a couple units of archers and things. That's going to help out. Let's have you guys come down here and attack. So we do have some reinforcements coming in from the garrison itself, but these are going to be basic troops. They're not going to be anything really useful because they're just going to be garrison ones. But we do outnumber the... I mean, this is how powerful these Murray are, right? We outnumber... They got 900 men. We outnumber them nearly 2.5. So yeah, about 3-2. And yet, so for every one of them we have like 2.5 potentially. So it's like for 2 of them we got 5, right? It's something like that on those lines. And yet the balance bar is still slightly in. Well, it's only slightly in my favour, and that's hard to deal with. But it's still going to basically do the same tactic as we did before, because that's the best way to do it. We'll have their line engage my front line. We'll try and engage them around the flanks, and then with some units, and then a flank attack around the rear, and then with the cavalry. I don't know which direction my reinforcements are going to come in. They're not going to be able to do much, but depending on which direction they do come, we could maybe get them to help a flank one side or something. Anyway, let's see what Treherne's got to say.
Because it makes identifying the bodies so much easier. So lads, we're here to kill as many of them as necessary. And if we kill a few more, well, I won't be too bothered. Try not to get killed yourselves, though. And when this is all over, we'll drink to our continued good health. God's wounds. I see that our foes are amply supplied with heavily armored troops. Would that we had some men who carry firelocks. We may feel their lack. And so we go to battle. We, band of brothers, will not fail. No, not even if some of us die here. We go on to victory. And when we have won that victory, we will celebrate!
Some inspirational words there from Traherne. I have to say, that was better than some of the speeches you get from the generals in this game sometimes. But I do like them. I really wish I paid more attention to them in the game. But sometimes I don't know if you guys would like to sit there and listen. It's just something I remember enjoying ever since I first came across them. I think in Rome Total War back in the day. Oh, excuse me. Anyway, so yeah, same tactic as before. We're gonna experiment in the front line. Now I'm slightly concerned because those Mue, they actually scare my troops. Don't know why, don't know how, but they do scare my troops. So I'm a little bit concerned about having it that they may get my people to run away if I'm not careful. But so we'll just have to try and do it best we can. So you guys can come up on this side. You haven't actually taken that many casualties considering you've fought in a battle already. Maybe they're better than I thought they were. Or maybe it's just because I've been using them in sort of flanking positions that they're not, you know, in a position where they've had to really take a lot of casualties. Okay, you guys are going to form up on the hill. We're going to have you flanking. Archers, you're all on the front. I'd like to see some full stack units. We've now got over 400 men being able to fire arrows at their more vulnerable troops. I didn't actually check the army composition. I knew I had a lot of Mue. I think I saw some javelin men. I think there was definitely a unit of Ulster swordsmen, and there was a unit of those Gallerglach, I think. So we'll check it out in a second, no doubt, when we actually start fighting. Billmen, we'll keep you guys far. We'll have to try and combine them in a way. I took more casualties from the Rebellion than I thought I did, but we'll just manage the best we can. Okay, my reinforcements are actually coming in from the rear. Okay. Alright, safe rear, just have you guys off skirmish. Okay, I don't know how effective these guys are going to be, but I may have that, because what we're going to have coming on the battlefield. Two units of spearmen and 1 unit of archers, it seems. Okay, we may get to use them for something. Okay, Mue, Ulster swordsman, javelin man. Let's have you guys focus fire on 1 unit if we can, wipe out that unit of javelin man. I mean, the Ulster swordsman, actually, did they have that unit of Gallerglach? I thought they did. Okay, we may have to start pulling my troops back, in fact. Yeah, let's get them into position. Yeah, let's get you guys running back now. Okay. See, horsemen, we'll have you deploying up here, ready to move in. Now, I'm not going to waste my charge bonus by receiving the charge. So what we're going to do, pause the game again, and we're going to have all my troops charge forward into their lines. Oops, no, over here. And you guys over here. Irish Kerns, you guys can force up onto this flank. You guys can come up onto this flank. And we'll engage the front line first, and then we'll see how the Rebellion can do in which direction I need to move them. You guys, you're not going to do much. Let's just have you run across the battlefield. Better than doing nothing, I guess. So you guys can come into here, and you guys can run up to there. And that's everyone I really need. So, yeah, let's get going. Charge, men! Once more into the breach, my friends. Okay. Alright. I'm gonna have you guys come in here, but I'm gonna have you two come towards this unit of javelin men here. Archers, focus fire on that unit of Mue. These guys have routed already. Okay, let's start coming down and get some damage done. You guys, in fact, let's have you guys running over to here. A smaller unit can chase after this unit of javelin men and just catch up to them. You guys can charge into the rear here. You guys are getting shot at by arrows, but despite the fact we've got over 400 people shooting at them, they're really going down slowly but surely, shall we say. We've broken through at the center. Fantastic. You guys can now charge in and come in from the side. We've got one unit Galliard Glatches already broken. Cool. Okay, let's have you guys come into this way. You guys come over here. And you guys can continue fighting at whatever moorway we can come across.
Our men are winning the battle.
Okay.
If we continue
You
like
guys
this,
can charge
we
into
will
this way.
smash the enemy.
Okay.
The enemy are badly bloodied. They have lost half their men.
They're starting to lose men from that one central unit. These troops, though, are facing, apparently got a good chance of winning, so we want to stop that. You guys continue fighting, shooting at them. Okay, General, we want... You've broken. You've broken as well. Fantastic.
It's time to press
Kill them all, men. Kill them all. Okay, in fact, you guys are in a good position here. I didn't think this was going to happen, but it means we can actually ask my reinforcements to actually come and kill the enemies that are running away. So the Hellwind are going down to help. You guys can come in and help as well. In fact, you guys can come down here and... Oh no, these are my billmen. I'm not going to charge them and kill my own billmen. Okay, you guys... Let's have you come in here. Archers, you can stop firing. We don't want you doing any friendly fire. Okay, anyone else that we have missed? No, we'll just end it here. Now, something I wasn't aware of, and I think it does happen, is I could run the risk occasionally of my troops taking friendly fire, so to speak, from a charging cavalry unit. I don't know if it does happen, but considering I'm taking casualties, as you can see here, and yet my archers aren't shooting, they haven't shot for a good few seconds, makes me wonder if that's a possibility. But hey, we've managed to win this. We only took 206 casualties. We actually managed to heal up 20 men. And they've only got 86 people left. So basically, we've beaten that army. So far, so good. Ugh. Now we could ransom them for a whole lot of money, but that's not happening. Okay, so we defeated that army. And let me see. We could actually have a couple of my spear units try and make it go a little bit more quickly. Yeah, let's do this. We're gonna have you 3. How many units can I recruit from here a turn? 3 units. Okay. Let's have you drop off 3 units here in Berlin. Because then the rest of you guys can head back to Trim. By this reasoning then, I can actually spread out the replenishment. So those 3 will be done then in one turn. We need these guys to be done next. Oh no, definitely get you guys to come next. And then you and you. There we go. So 2 turns then should be enough to get all my people back up to full strength. That sounds like a plan. We do have a couple of forces coming in then from the Irish side, but it's doable, it's manageable. You guys can continue heading off this way.
Yes, sir. Full sails.
Is it worth me actually dropping the army off here? Or is it worth me trying to do something crazy or actually go after Downpatrick? I mean, I don't actually know what they've got there. Oh, hang on. No, I remember something now from when I played this, like, obviously, I finished the game when you guys saw at the end of the episode, but I do take a second to have a look around and just, you know, make sure I've got certain things in my head. And I just remembered, here in Delin, I've got a princess. Proust.
Daughter of the Crown.
She's okay. I mean, she's 20, so she's been in there for a little while. I just never noticed until last episode, but she is spirited and a charming console for her traits, if you're interested. But what I was thinking more is that I could potentially use her to spy up here. The fact there's no potential suitors suggests that either there are no generals or everyone is married off. But if we put her near the Citizens, we can actually have a chat then about, you know, We can actually have a chat with them then about, you know, see what they've got. The other option, I suppose, is in theory, I could actually try and get peace with them while I focus on the Scottish up here. But I don't know if I necessarily want to do that, just because it's... I've already got, you know, the battle is now turning in my favour, basically, and I think I could do okay if I can just take this one unit up and deal with these Irish. I mean the Scottish. So we've got 2 more turns and then they'll be reasonably back up to full strength. I do have these done, so you guys can actually start making your way up to Nottingham at this point.
We'll make camp here, sire.
And we do have 2 generals here that are getting free upkeep at the moment. I might ask Tainar to lead the army. I may ask Griffith then to go with him, but we'll see what happens. We're not making a lot of money considering we've got, you know, we've got a lot of settlements, you know? I need to consider this. Like I said, I know having generals really is a bother. And I suppose we do have like these scattered units around the place that could be better off maybe not being around. What are you doing here? Oh, it's the Helwyn. Okay. Well, for the moment, let's not hire you guys. I think we're doing okay with what we got. So we can ask you guys though to join up. Like that. Okay. Now the thing is, of course, if we do lose those settlements, that could be a problem because then my upkeep, my income will actually go down even more. I'll just have to see. We're gonna lose them, if nothing else, because we haven't got the troops quality enough to actually defend. Well, I don't know. I'll have to. There is a really tiny army on that the Castach Newydd one, the Newcastle upon Tyne. So that might work. I'm thinking like I might be able to defend it because I did have a few units there. Let's have a look. Let's fast forward things a little bit. You're trying to get in. Are you going to succeed? Nope. Okay. Yeah, they're bringing in the big guns. They've got the 3 full stacks in that area. Crap. Okay. Well, let's have a quick look at something as well. Oops. Traherne was killed. Explains like when? What? Huh? When did he die? Did we have another? He wasn't assassinated, was he? Oh bloody hell! I hope not. He has no reason for dying. Okay, fine. Alright, sorry, I wanted to have a look, because, yeah, we got to capture 11 regions. Things, and, yeah, we've got 1, 2, 3, or so, 4, 5? Yeah, say 3 and thing. So, yeah, we're probably going to have to fight against the Scottish now. So, we'll have to see how that goes. Agent detected. Foreign agent's been defeated, so an agent was killed. But... yeah, now we've got all these places with plague. Oh, it might have been through here. No, it can't be, because it says affected. But it said that he got killed by the enemy, not by plague. But we have lost 14... hang on a second. We've lost 14,578 soldiers. I mean citizens. 940 soldiers. And my taxes have gone down like anything. Like, we've gone down to 4 now. We'll have to check some of this out. Ireland's the most advanced faction. We can't actually build anything because of lack of funds. I've lost a merchant. We've got a new family member. Aidan Iago, so that's a boy. And King Gwyn the Liar. Great. He wasn't the best, in all honesty, but I suppose it's better than nothing. Okay, we've got some troops back. Scotland's relationship has worsened because they betrayed me, those bastards. Alright. You guys need to be retrained. I mean, there's really... you need to get some units back, but we can't afford to. Alright, what can we do? So far we are holding out over here on this side. So what I'm thinking is maybe we can be a bit bold with this army. Like, maybe we can ask them to come up here, and come after these settlements. Because I know they're producing Mue at one place or another, and I'm thinking it's up here. So if I ask them to come here, how many turns is it going to take? 2 turns to come up on here, and then they'll have to march down. We can ask them to come here, and it'll take 2 turns. I'm just looking at some alternative options, you know, rather than thing. I mean, the other option, I suppose, if I wanted to try and go big or go home, so to speak, is to actually have the whole army just deposit themselves right here, right by Downpatrick. I don't actually know what they've got there yet, so Proust, go and have a cheeky chat with them and see.
Listening is all we shall promise ye.
Tell you what, are you willing to become my vassal? No, thought not. Tell you what, are you willing to swap map information?
This seems quite acceptable.
Okay. I just wanted to do it so I can have an up-to-date map. Okay, but more importantly, we should now be able to see what they've got. So they do have a lot of these javelin men. To be honest, they've got basically a lot of infantry, rather than these light troops. My forces will be able to defeat them in battle. So I'm thinking, let's go big and drop off the force, right? So you guys can drop off right here, and you'll be able to go straight after that in the next turn. Let's get rid of their fleets. In fact, did I not have an objective to go after Downpatrick? No, the Explorers Guild wants me to take out a certain castle town. It just says castle town. Which castle is it? Oh, here. Okay. Well, you can you move anymore? Let's have a look. Can you come after this and at least blockade them? Hopefully this will prevent them getting much money, because that's one of their major settlements. Okay, you can go and lay siege to them. If my other troops can get a chance to replenish a little bit more, like, most of it's been done, we've just got 1 or 2 units here and there. Is this area affected by plague right now? Oh crap, it is. Okay. I'm going to have to move this army out. I don't want them dying and being a problem. I mean, I'm taking more and more casualties because of it. So I'll tell you what, you two will stay behind. And yeah, we'll have to move out with them with everyone else. I'll tell you what, let's put you guys here.
With honor, sire.
And we've got these my other spearmen.
Sire.
Let's have you guys come in here as join up.
Combining forces, sire.
Let's have you go after this army quickly so we can
Glory, honor, victory.
Okay, you guys can come up and support. It's not the most ideal situation, I'll be honest about this. But I'm hoping... Right, yeah, you're disillusioned. But I'm hoping by being bold we can actually go after Downpatrick and take one of their capital off them. With that done, then we can focus on marching up then and taking out their citadel and that, where they're producing a lot of their troops, and then continuing down south. They've got Connor here with a few units. They look badly injured, so I'm thinking this might be the army from down south, the one that was at Cork originally. So if I can actually get a few more of these troops done, yeah, let's pay a florin for you. It's the only thing we can afford this turn. Okay, agents. We do have the spy. Has my assassin come off? Yeah, he has. Legions. So let's see what we can do about these.
Name thy target, sire.
So Prince Oscar is currently here with 12% chance of success, but we can ask him to sabotage some of their buildings. And let's just have you come over here. May I ask you to kill some of their people, just to try and cause a bit of disruption, you know? Faust has got extra charm. He has become a better commander, my admiral over here. Okay, let's end. In fact, let me just remember before I hit the enter button, which I nearly did. Okay. Yep, we'll have to move this army out. I don't want my forces suffering too much from the plague, if I can avoid it. So we're going to have to move these out. You can stay here, but the rest of you can start marching up north. Ready to go. Let's have you guys actually though head back.
As you wish.
Don't really need that small unit of... Well, I don't know, on the other hand...
Sire, my lord.
Yeah, let's have you guys come back.
Army, sire.
The small little unit of mercenary crossbowmen may come in handy, you never know. Okay, Tanar, you can join up with that.
Joining the other side.
And... you can follow behind. Hopefully we're not going to take too much more deaths or from the plague, because it's really causing a problem. I think that might be one of the reasons why I'm running quite low on money. Like, have we got anything else being produced or anything first of all before I end the turn? The only thing I want to see is a couple of, maybe somewhere replenishing. There's something that shouldn't cost me too much. So in fact, a shipwright, let's cancel these in Kindine. I'd rather have the money right now. Okay, Athenry, you are almost done with the barracks, but do we need to have these? I mean, the Welsh culture isn't even high enough to really warrant it, so we're just going to cancel that for now. City Hall in Delin. Yeah, we might as well do it, but we'll cancel that. Merchant's Wolf, we've just started production on that, so we can cancel that. It's a problem when you actually queue up buildings. It's one of the things why I'm glad in hot seats we often have the wall to avoid it. Someone died. Who died? I just heard someone going, "Ugh!" It means someone's dead. I don't want to hear stuff like that. Okay. So, Scotland's come to attack. We do outnumber them nearly about 2 to 1. Balance of power is very, very slightly in my favour. Let's have a look. Oh, that's not too bad. They've got units of Highlanders. I mean, these guys are okay, especially with the attack. And they do have a unit of noble Highland archers. The problem is they all fight in enemy units. But the key thing is... yes. Okay. So we don't have any ranged units, but we do have a couple of minutes, so I'm going to fight this battle.
Preparing the men to attack.
So what I'm thinking is this. They're going to have to rely on their infantry to push the siege equipment, or carry the ladders, I should say. So if we can stop them from coming inside the settlement, then they automatically lose, because they can't fight, they can't come off their horses in order to come into the settlement. They can't get past that gate, and we can drive off the infantry. Then we have a decent chance with this. Now the gatehouse, I don't know if the gatehouse can do oil, if that might be a deterrent. We will have to be prepared for the possibility that it isn't. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to have these guys just in case. Just in case. Okay, we'll have to do it this way, it seems. These guys are going to defend the tower, so to speak. Ladders are there, so the chances are they're going to come somewhere along here. So let's reduce the shorten the line slightly. Like so. Not expecting it to be that thick, but I'll tell you what, you're my king general, so to speak. So let's pull you back slightly. Can we put you here? Apparently not. Sometimes placement of units in this game annoys me. Okay, so if we do something like that, start the battle. Okay, you guys can pull back here. Let's have a look. So yeah, they got their knights, but the knights are not going to be able to do a thing if they can't actually get inside. But if they do, it's one of the reasons why I've put spear militia here. Because as spearmen, they will have a slight advantage against the enemy's cavalry, should they get in. I'm hoping that might not happen. Like, they are coming straight towards me, but yes, we do have oil. So I don't know how much damage it's going to do against the ram. It might do quite a bit. We'll see what happens when it gets in. What's pushing up here? Highland archers. Okay, so their archers are not going to be that effective in melee, so we should actually have a decent chance against them with the militia, especially if we can reinforce from other sides as well. Let's just find out what's going to happen. So you are lining up. Ladders coming in here. Here comes the ram.
Curses! The enemy are battering down our gate. The enemy have ladders at the walls. Repel
Okay,
the
how's
attackers.
the gates
Give
looking?
them steel.
Alright, are you going to be able to give me some more oil here, guys? Come on. Before they destroy my gates, please. Come on. Ah, so much for that. I was hoping I might have been lucky and that it set it on fire or something,
The
but
enemy's ram is
that
through our
didn't happen,
gates.
did it? Okay, man. Let's put you guys in guard mode. Let's have you guys ready to face the enemy. Okay, you guys... Okay, comes the
The
cavalry.
walls are no longer ours. The enemy have taken them.
Okay, well it does say defeat is a distinct possibility. So let's support them by charging in the spearmen into their flanks. General, we're going to keep you here so you're not going to get involved. And it looks like the
battle is very
infantry has
much
got
in
the
our
idea
favour.
to actually
If we
come up on
remain
the
true and
walls.
steadfast, victory will be ours.
Okay, you guys need to push in here and start supporting. So head through the gates, house guys, and try and kill them off. Okay, we've already routed one of their knights. Fantastic. Okay. Will one of these other units get involved? Routing. Nope, we need this one to thing. Okay, you guys, let's have you up. Nope, this unit's broken as well. Okay, this has actually turned out to be not too bad. Huh.
Good tidings. The enemy
They've killed the general.
lies dead. We've sent the base cur to hell.
You guys should be just about to defeat... Yep, we've defeated that unit of knights. It's just this unit now of archers they've routed. Okay. Now, not chasing after because one of the... Yeah, this unit of knights is actually returned back to the battle. You're continuing to rout. You've broken. And so have you guys. Okay.
Infantry!
That's fine. My troops can get themselves back into formation a little bit. Just pull you guys back slightly.
The enemy are badly bloodied. They have lost half their men.
So while they're running off now, they're actually up. We've got some units in the back, do we? Yeah, the Highlanders are coming back in. That's okay. Alright. Spear militia, get yourselves into position. I hear oil coming down. There we go. Some of them on fire. That's broke them. Let's find out now what the... Okay, you guys... Let's have you come down here now. And form up on either side. To be honest, I don't think they're going to be relying on the ladders now that they've got the gatehouse open. So if these Highlanders are going to try and make their way in, they'll be coming in through the front door, where all my troops are keeping an eye on them. So here they come, in fact. Yep, and of course my men have decided to take the obvious shortcut by charging straight across them. Defeat is a distinct possibility. It is.
If we continue like this,
Okay, I tell you what, you guys just charge it in from here. Up, there they go, they've routed. Who's next? Here comes the unit of... Oh no, you guys might as well stay up here now. Okay, you guys can form up over here like I wanted you to do. This unit though can stay here because we've got those archers coming back up on the things. That's the only unit. The horsemen have run off. It's just this unit of archers. If we can defeat them, then that's the battle over. They're already starting to waver. And they've routed. And of course the Highlanders are coming back for more. Okay, let's just speed this up to times 6. Basically, it's just going to be the same thing again and again, isn't it? They come in, they run off. These guys come in now.
Behold how our
there we go.
cowardly foe
Okay.
runs. It's
Well, let's
time to
take a
press the
second to
attack.
do this, but I'm going to ask my troops to chase after these units if they can. Right. I don't expect any miracles, but if they can kill off a couple of them and chase them down so we don't have to deal with them in another battle, then so be it. Right. Speed things up. Okay, you guys are going to obviously find it quicker, it seems, to go down the ladders. Okay, we're not going to catch up with them, there's no way. Oh, saying that, we've nearly caught up to this unit of Highland archers. Come on. You going to catch them before they come off the bow? I feel like doing the soundtrack, Benny Hill, you know. I'm a bit weird sometimes. Sure you guys don't mind. You're gonna catch them. You're gonna catch them. You're slowly gaining on them. And you're very tired. They're just broke. Come on. Here we go. We caught them. We're catching up. We're catching up. We got them. Nope. You slowed down. You've given them a break. Come on. Okay, we've caught up to them. They're slowly dying. Thankfully, my militia are a little bit faster than these spearmen, it seems, chasing after them. Okay, I think we've done enough.
By the grace of
Got a nice
God,
heroic victory. We only
our
took
foe
91
is
casualties
utterly
in that, and we managed to kill
vanquished.
278
all
of
who
them.
remember this day.
Well, it looked like 234, but when you take into account we had our towers shooting at them, that helped a bit. And the oil. Yeah, we're not doing that. Get away from here. Right, retreat. Okay, this one might be a little bit more harder to do. Let's have a quick look at the army composition. Okay, Highlanders, I mean, to be honest, these guys have proven to themselves to not be as effective. Although, jeez, I just noticed their gold chevron. Oh dear, this would be difficult. Now, in the interest of carrying on, I'm just going to fire automatic resolve. We lost it. We are numbered 3 to 1, and they had better units. It was to be expected. So we've now lost Kalawelev. Once the enemy decides what they're going to do. There we go. And they're bringing in the big guns. 2 full stacks heading towards Kastagnoev. Okay. Before we end the episode, let's just check this out quick. Man-made Inferno. A new way of working metal is now being practiced in the village of Lafetan, I want to say. Sorry if I butchered it, my Swedish fans. In Sweden, and adopted in Western Europe. Housed in a great building, mighty water-driven bellows blast air into a furnace that produces a blaze so fierce and unworldly that the iron from within the ore flows out as a stream of molten metal. Even though the warm iron that pours from this new furnace is very brittle, vast amounts of the stuff can be made with relative ease, which a learned smith can then easily treat to produce incredibly resilient weapons and armor. Might be the point where they're making steel then. Life in a civilized world has become more morbid and bleak than in known history. Every man, woman and child is accustomed to the sight of their people stacked in piles before being burned, in the vain hope that the fires may cleanse this foul doom from the land. Although not everyone has fallen victim to its deadly embrace, the plague is still decimating the population everywhere it travels. Okay, so let's have a quick look. Kyrelev has been sacked. Death stalks the land. Everywhere has got the plague. All our people are suffering from some sort of illness. We lost 755 men, and we've had 13,500 citizens die. Okay. We are still the most powerful faction military-wise. That's good to know. We are now the richest. And the strongest. Yonaval, that's the guy that was in Kalawelev, who unfortunately died. Kradog Yago has picked up a tutor, and he has come of age. He is a bit mixed. He avoids the truth, so he's not a liar, but he knows when to avoid the necessary truths. Sounds a little bit like myself sometimes. His talent for command, effective ambusher, cheap. I mean, it does give me discounts on construction costs and bonuses, but increases squalor, which is well, to be honest, with the issue we've got with plague right now, it's not that big a deal. Although I think there is some research that suggests that the Black Plague might be down to lack of cleanliness rather than actually because of rats, like people believed. And I just remember that episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer when they talk about how the Black Plague was apparently an early form of germ warfare. I don't know if the American schools actually teach that. If not, if it does, ugh. Anyway, guys and girls, I'm going to end today's episode here. So I hope you enjoyed today's episode. We've managed to get a few battles in. We've managed to make a counter push now against the Irish, and we're now in a position to attack their capital. So that's something to look forward to. And now we've got an additional problem with the Scottish we're going to have to deal with. So I hope you join me next time in order to sort these problems out. But until then, goodbye for now.